The Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant was hoping to take this corridor that links the Iraqi capital Baghdad to their new stronghold, Ramadi. For now, forces allied to the government have secured this vital supply line to their main staging ground in Anbar province, the Habaniya military base. Thousands of Shia paramilitary forces have been sent to the Sunni heartland to help regular forces and their local allies fight ISIL.
It is hard to predict the timetable for this battle. For now, our focus is setting up defensive lines.
The wide-scale counter-offensive has still not begun. Some forces were sent from the Habaniya base to the front lines east of Ramadi. But ISIL is still fighting back. It targeted security forces with suicide car bombings in the recently recaptured town of Hoseiba. That town is part of the Khaldiyi district. This area is strategic for the government. It's where the security forces can launch an assault against ISIL in Ramadi, and it's also the last line of defense for the Habaniya base.
But this fight will be difficult because ISIL has had sleeper cells in this province for a long time. They are now being used, and it's hard to know who are they.
Anbar is a Sunni Muslim province, and not all of its Sunni tribes support Iraq's Shia-led government. There is a long history of mistrust. But here in Khaldiyi, the government has allies.
Without the help of the popular mobilization forces, we would have lost this district to ISIL. We will remain and fight with them to protect our district.
The armed tribesmen in Khaldiyi are a small force. They're also lightly armed. The government has been criticized for not providing them with proper weapons and the training needed to face ISIL. The Iraqi government has promised to speed up the pace of integrating Sunnis into the regular forces, but there are many influential leaders in Anbar who are not taking those promises seriously. So far, they refuse to help the government, which they say has marginalized them for a long time. The government has been trying hard to portray this war as Iraq's war against ISIL. Even the U.S. administration, which leads the coalition against the armed group, has repeatedly stressed that Sunnis are involved in the fight. They have also said that the Shia paramilitary forces will operate under the Iraqi government's command. But they need to convince the Sunnis in Anbar that the deployment of Shia militias in their province won't extend Iran's influence. Their support may be the only way of winning the battle against ISIL, and more importantly, bringing Iraq back together. Zana Khudr, Al Jazeera, Baghdad.